not stupid.
You are now tuned in to the Mindless Morning Show. Here are your hosts, Nick and Josh.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Mindless Morning Show. And today we are going to be talking about space and the scary shit that it is, because it's horrifying and it's terrifying. And I know it's like also like wonderful and beautiful, but it's fucking scary. So we're going to get into that and different theories about space and some mindless stuff about it. And you know how we do. It's just, it is what it is. But we are going to start off with a shout out. First of all, real quick, Josh, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
I'm doing what? Guys, who's with me?
I don't know. Whatever happened to, I don't know I forgot what his name was.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that inside joke.
Yeah.
The guy that was just over there on the couch, like, hey, oh yeah, because we were like pretending that we were Joe Rogan, so I asked somebody to look something up, but there's nobody next to me, so it was like, what the hell? Who's he talking to?
I thought he was still there. I don't know.
But we have a shout out for our good friend Jorge, who was on the show just recently. And 1 second, everybody, my daughter's showing me a picture that she made for me because I told her to come and show me. It's a mushroom dancing in a rainstorm.
Whoa.
Yeah, it had to happen. It had to happen.
I mean, you know, that's an exclusive right there. You guys got a first look.
Man. I love it. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, kiddo. You getting ready for bed?
He's farting.
All right. Of course. He has to be farting. Wonderful.
Oh, excellent.
Anyways,
you should have asked her if that's like, you know, the kind of gas that like gets you tripping if it's a mushroom.
Yeah, that's a great thing to ask my 9-year-old. Totally great.
Daddy, what do you mean?
But we I want to give a shout out to our friend Jorge. He was just on the show with us for our Mindless Midnight episode we'd released last week. It was super fun, and hopefully you guys that have checked him out have checked out his Twitch. He's been streaming a lot since the episode, and he's a good dude. So want to give out a shout out to him.
On that note, really quick, if you have seen it, there is like a newer format in a bit. It's not like you don't have the frames, and the video pictures are a bit bigger, and they're not distorted by being angled for a different perspective. So if you guys have seen it, let me know if you like that. Let us know if you guys like that more, because I'll just stick to doing it that way. I have a new program, so because I kind of had an issue.
Josh will he'll change for you. He's a pushover. He'll change for you. So
yes, if you want me to bend over and say one more time, Daddy, okay, that's fine.
Do it now, right now. I want to see.
Thank you, Daddy.
Okay, so on to that. So once again, Jorge, really glad you were on the show, man. It was a lot of fun, and we'll have you on again in the future for sure. But going into our noteworthies from in between last week and this week, not a whole lot has happened except for Thanksgiving, which was everybody had some type of noteworthy around that, I'm sure. Mine was really chill. Like, we didn't do a whole lot. We went to my mother-in-law's house, and she has her own like rescue, like pet animal rescue, but she has a lot of land, so she also has cows and chickens and goats, and it's awesome. It's chaos, but in like the best way.
So when you say pet rescue, is it like strictly just like dogs and cats, or are there like crazy exotic animals?
Well, she's got a cheetah. No, I'm playing. Oh shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
No, she mainly rescues dogs and cats. However, she does have 2 cows that they needed a place, and she's like, I got room and I want cows. So she's got cows and chickens and goats and stuff like that are just there. It's basically like kind of like an up and coming farm essentially. But we went over there for Thanksgiving, and we ate a ton, and it was amazing and awesome. And they have so many cats and so many dogs. They've got a large house though, so there's room for everybody. But it's like everywhere you look, there's something to pet and pick up and like hang out with. Like nice. There is it's awesome, dude. It's like,
so I'm sure the kids had a great time.
Oh, dude, yeah. And like, you sit on the couch and like give it just a minute, and something will come sit on your lap. An animal, not a person.
Here comes Betsy the cow. Get off me.
Yeah. So that's actually a funny statement that I can make. You know, like, sit down on the couch, and before long something will come sit in your lap. You can't say that every Thanksgiving. Here comes weird Uncle Judd. He's gonna come sit on your lap.
I mean, just put Some people that have a weird uncle that comes sit on everybody's lap on holidays.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, that was my Thanksgiving. It's not essentially it's noteworthy because it's Thanksgiving and it's something that we all did. So we all have something in common with it. And mine, I spent it with a bunch of animals, and I got to pet a cow again because every time we go over there, I get to pet the cow.
That's super awesome.
It's cool. Yeah. So, anyways, Josh,
I can just imagine. Nick, would you like to pet the cow?
Yes. Oh my God, yes, I do. I don't want to pet it so bad.
Yeah, dude. We had a super chill Thanksgiving. We just cooked, ate a lot, like so much I thought I was gonna die.
Oh, success every year. That's the goal.
Yeah, basically. And dude, my neighbors had a crazier Thanksgiving. They were bumping loud ass music for late.
Who parties late on Thanksgiving? What's their level of redneck?
The Latins. No, the Latins.
Oh,
Latins party late.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about like 1:30 because we didn't realize, but like the next morning after Thanksgiving, we went out back and I let the dogs out. And I look over and I notice my fence just wide open. I'm like, oh shit. So like I quickly run over to the gate to go close it because my dogs will run. Dude, they will haul ass.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't have the energy to get them anymore. And
too fat. You're too fat.
Yeah, dude. If they're gone, bye.
Yeah. I guess this is it. I don't have dogs anymore.
Yeah, you're lost, not mine.
You yell out for them and don't come back.
Yeah.
Like, God dang.
Dude, basically. So, and it really bothered me because I knew the prior night I had gone through the gate to go throw a bag of trash away, and I knew I closed it. I 100% knew in my head I closed that gate.
Yeah.
So it was really bothering me that it was left open, and I was like, I feel like maybe somebody like tried to come back here. So
right.
I went to my security cameras and I investigated, and I happened to I at the time didn't find anything. I was still kind of bothered because like I was trying to like kind of skim through and find it.
Right.
My wife, she ended up sitting through it and watching a majority of it. And then she finally seen what happened. So I guess somebody called the cops on them. And it was an officer that came through. But, I mean, Orange County Police Department, if you're listening, yo, get it together, man. If you open somebody's gate, close that shit. People have dogs. And you are creating an essential problem there. So... yeah. That's true. That's true. You should have emailed a formal complaint. Yeah. They'd be like, okay, whatever. It's all right. I got their pictures and whatnot if need be. There you go. That'll show them and be like, look what you did. Yeah. All right. Well, luckily it didn't turn into anything terrible. Yeah. So no, both dogs were dead. Like, wait, you didn't start with that? No. Well, I mean, it was 1:30 a.m. and like I'm laying in bed and I still heard the music like going doo doo doo. I'm like, Jesus. Like I didn't necessarily care because as long as my daughter was still asleep, we're okay. Wow. Well, you're a better person than most because I'd be pissed off if I could hear the neighbor when I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. I mean, I can sleep through a majority of anything. Oh, well. Good for you, Josh. Yeah. So it's pretty nice. my next noteworthy is it's my last noteworthy because I didn't have that much of a crazy week, and it's really only noteworthy because of how rare it is and how it kind of threw me off. I thought they were joking when I heard this, but somebody that I was at a job with, an electrician, he has never owned a smartphone. He's only had flip phones, and to this day has a flip phone, and he's like in his mid-30s. Wow. I mean, so crazy. It seems crazy, but kudos to him for like just keeping it real. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, and I remember the first thing I said to him whenever he told me that. I was like, "Are you married or something?" Or like, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm married," and I'm like, "All right," because I feel like if you weren't and you were like in the dating scene. And you pulled out that shit. I don't know. Hey, baby, you want to put your number into my razor? Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, he has to like special order his phones because he can't get them anywhere. Like, if he gets a new phone, he wants a flip phone. That's what he wants.
I think maybe he just doesn't like the distractions.
There is that new smartphone that flips open, though.
I just don't think he wants all that on his phone. I don't think he wants one.
I don't blame him. Sometimes I don't even want it anymore.
It makes sense. It's just really rare. So I was...
Next time you see him, you should have been like, yo, man, Smithsonian called. They want that cell phone.
He'll probably be like, oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Damn it, dude. Yeah, but yeah, he's like in his mid-30s, like cool dude. Like we bullshit. I see him at jobs often. So I mean, I see him every other week. You know.
Oh, so he is an employee.
He's not for. So we have a building.
Oh, that's right, because you work with other construction companies.
Yeah. Okay, so
like
we have like 14 different builders that we do work for, and one of our biggest builders. They're the electricians for that builder. So if we're at a job for that builder, there's a chance he will be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine you run into a lot of the same people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The same subs. Yeah.
It's not like there's 1,000 different fucking tradesmen out there in the same area.
No. Yeah. So it happens, but it was, I just thought that was fun to share.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. So there was a few weeks back or a few episodes back, I'd mentioned I had gotten that pet hawk.
Yeah.
Not like a real pet hawk.
People are like, holy shit.
Yeah, not like it's in my house or anything, but like I see it come by very often. And it came back again, and it's been hanging around still. And got some really, really cool pictures. I'll have to post them up in our Discord server.
That would be cool.
I got some pretty nice pictures of it. He's a pretty little hawk, man. Do
you still, you probably should if you don't, but do you post our Discord server link in the descriptions of all of our shit?
So in all the descriptions we have our website, the Linktree website that brings you to everything, including the Discord server link. Okay. So yeah, if you guys ever want to join our Discord, which we definitely encourage you, check out
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and it's on our website. It's on the Linktree. It's all there. Everything.
Join our family, please.
Yeah,
I need you. We love you. Yeah.
But I mean, so I'll post them there, and hopefully you guys will enjoy them.
Now, before we get into like space, I think you wanted to say a PSA, public service.
Yeah, kind of like a little bit of more so what I was saying earlier. So I got my computer's been kind of on the fritz lately. I had an issue where the typical software that I was using for video editing is like no longer at all working whatsoever. So yeah, I kind of had to quickly learn a new program to make the midnight show. It's okay. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a pain. But yeah, so things may be a little different. Things may take a little more time. I no longer have like access to the templates anymore I was doing with the mindless moments. So I'm going to upload the last bits that I do have and kind of take a hiatus until my new computer comes in for that. So yes, I do have a new computer ordered and going to be here sometime next month. So then I can get the ball rolling on everything again. And we'll be golden.
I mean, geez, it's not like you're doing this for free.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Wait, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, we're losers, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to kick off our conversation about space, I will bring up the time that I saw at least 30 shooting stars in one sitting. Now, this happened. Whoa! You guys that are watching Josh's face right now.
Yeah, I figured that like I should do the podcast from space while we're in space.
Okay. Well, look at you. I mean, you are like fading in and fading out like a bitch, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't have a green screen or anything, so.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, it's working somewhat well for a green screen, but all right. Well, you can do it from space, and I'll do it from the same damn room I'm always in. Way to tell me I could have done something, Josh.
Sorry.
It's fine. Whatever. Hey, Mindless Morning Show. Okay, now it's a Mindless Morning. All right, well, we're ruining this for the people that were just listening.
Sorry.
Okay, so.
I went to space while you guys were listening, so that's a pretty big accomplishment.
Pretty sure that's never been done before, so.
Sure.
It's pretty.
Podcasting first right here.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have it on camera. So, for those of you that have listened to the show, veteran listeners, you would know that I used to work at a job as a overnight job at PetSmart at a pet hotel where I basically walked around all night or basically did nothing all night and just took care of animals. Well, doing this, whenever I was off, I did not sleep at a normal time. I slept at I would go to bed at like 7 a.m. because it was an overnight job. So I spent a lot of time outside and like overnight because of this, I would go off and like in my town, there's like a small lake, like kind of near the exit of our town. So there was no curfew. There was no curfew in our town, especially if you're, over 18. So I would go out to this lake and it was like 3 a.m, dude. And I would go out to this lake and it has a path that goes around the entire thing. And I want to say it's like 3 miles around the entire lake. So I would just walk it at 3 a.m. and just like look up, and it was always so chill out there. It was
the best
silent.
thing to do. Yeah.
It was silent. Yeah. It was like I was living in a movie. Like I could hear like music in my head, like empowering badass music. And I'm just like,
got your own theme song with every step you take.
Yeah. Yeah. Or with every step you take. Yeah. All right. No. So, one night.
So who was watching you?
Everyone, probably aliens.
Yeah.
No, one night I got there and I realized I had a blanket in my trunk. So I was like, I'm gonna get like super teenage drama guy and get my blanket and go out to the little dock and lay on the dock and look up at space and just rock with my earbuds in, dude, and just like rock on the dock for hours and just chill and listen to music. And
Gator's just walking up the dock behind you. You have no idea.
Thankfully, I'm not in Florida. So,
yeah. You can't do that in Florida.
No. And I counted, and I lost count after 30 shooting stars.
Wow.
Just seeing, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is so cool.
And where were you? Where was this at?
Pflugerville, Texas, which is outside of Austin.
Is it kind of like... Is Pflugerville like a middle of nowhere kind of town, like, or a podunk town? Not to like say that in a bad way, but like, because you're in Orlando.
It's growing. It's growing a lot, actually. It's getting larger and it's growing more, and there's more people growing in. And it used to be small, but it's definitely getting big now. So it's not like what you would think. It's 20 minutes outside of Austin.
Yeah, because with Orlando, dude, we have so much light pollution. There's just so much going on. So like when I look up around here, I can only see so few stars, and it's really annoying. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I hate it, dude, because one time I saw like a ridiculous amount of stars, like as if I was looking at fucking Milky Way itself.
Yeah. And I remember,
it was incredible.
I think on the show, on a previous episode, you talked about that a little bit.
I might have, where I was in a hot tub and shit in Montana. That was the best.
That was your like teen angst drama moment where you're like at one with nature. Granted, you were in a hot tub, which is not natural, but still.
It was great for the temperature. It was outside because, I mean, thankfully the door from the hot tub to back inside was only literally like 5 feet away. Dude, it was ice outside.
Yeah. Well, that's incredible. Space movies to me are just scary. Like space, the thought of it as a simple little loser guy, scary. Like,
why?
And I know we're typically like a, more of a funny, lighthearted show, but when we talk about space, I don't know, it may not be the funniest show, but it's really crazy when you look at it, when you really do get to look at space, whenever there's not a lot of light pollution, it'll really like mess you up in a good way or in like a profound way.
I mean, so I guess I'd have to ask more so like in what terms are you like, is it scary to you?
Okay, I think really what it is it's scary to me because I'm able to think about it like, okay, if I was in space, like as an astronaut, I would be like shitting myself because
it's okay. It's got a little poop chute vacuum.
That's true. But at the same time, like, have you seen the movie Gravity, where I think it's Sandra Bullock is in that movie, and she's up in space with other astronauts, and shit happens that's really bad, and they end up like they're crashing and they're like stranded in space, and she ends up in a moment where she gets hit with debris, she breaks from her tether, and she's flipping, and she would literally never stop. And it showed a first-person view of what she was seeing, and it was like Earth, 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 and like black, Earth, black. It was like, how do you like? And the astronaut was yelling into her intercom like, you need to do this and stabilize. And I'm like, I'd be dead. I'd be like, nope, I can't do anything. Like, I'm done. And like she had used her little like clicker on her hand to like shoot out these little jetpack things to stabilize herself. But woo!
I don't know what show I was watching. It was something on Netflix, I'm sure. I think it was kind of like, it's very possible it was a Black Mirror episode, or it was an episode off of Love, Death, and Robots, which is actually really good. This woman basically as well ended up getting untethered from the spacecraft she was working on.
Yeah.
And slowly started drifting away from the spacecraft. So what she did, because she had nothing to, there's nothing out there in space. There's
do anything.
Yeah, there's no friction. There's no energy there to essentially stop you. You'll go forever. So to overcome that inertia, she has to do something to counteract it. And so the only thing she can actually do, she ends up ripping off her sleeve of her suit. Her arm freezes up. She breaks her arm off and chucks it at the opposite direction to give her a little bit of force pushing backwards towards the and I don't remember how it ended, if she actually got out, because I was just like, man, that's insane shit. But
from what I understand, and God, I love being able to say this, take everything you hear with a grain of salt, because this is the Mindless Morning Show. We're not fucking scientists. But this
was a TV show.
Okay. So then I can say this with some certainty. If there is any imperfections in your suit, you're dead entirely. Like, the way the radiation works with space, if there's a tear, it'll just decay your entire body. And you're screwed.
I don't know too much of how it'll affect you. I know you won't like explode in space like some movies depict, because
I think you'll just like fall apart though, like in a matter of minutes.
No, not even. Your skin can actually you'll stay intact. Your skin is completely able to handle the different pressure variations, and it won't deteriorate or anything like that.
Weird. So
it's not really.
If you die in space, you'll stay preserved.
Maybe.
Whoa.
Maybe. I don't know, but because it's not cold in space either. Not in our like solar system of space, in a sense, because the sun's hot as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even for the astronauts, when it's a lot hotter for the astronauts. Hotter than it is here on Earth, of course, because you're closer.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's why their suits are equipped with all these special things. Like, when their back's to the sun, it may as well be damn near on fire. So I don't know how it would really react with you. In hindsight, essentially.
Josh volunteers.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Sure.
Sure. Just go out in space and you'll be tethered to a thing, and they'll just let you die of starvation.
I want to be sent up like just before the nukes go off, so that I have a really nice view of the destruction in the end.
Wow, what a bittersweet
symphony.
Like, shut up. What a bittersweet like position to be in, where you could like watch the destruction of your entire world and be there, but then
everything you ever known in your entire life gone right before your eyes, and you watch it, and then you get to drift off into what?
Nothing.
No, I mean, essentially, if you have enough oxygen to last you, essentially the blast from Earth, I mean, I would imagine causes some bit of force outward that would
maybe
propel you quite
depending
a bit
on how
until
far
you hit some shit.
And then you land on a planet of only women.
Or you get sent into the fucking sun and roast.
That sounds like land on a planet of only women. Sounds like some stupid low budget bullshit movie.
Dude,
about
that's like that episode of Futurama. Snooze.
Yeah. That's a good episode. That was good.
I love Futurama.
It's such a good show for like talking about space and stuff. It really is.
Actually, while we're on the topic of like television and space, I think the closest, the most realistic in terms of like how things are would be Apollo 13. Like with it can't talk, had a stroke. Sorry, guys. It is the most accurate as far as like the physics of space.
Yeah.
So Apollo 13, I've heard 2001 Space Odyssey is pretty accurate. I can't personally say because I haven't seen it. And also Contact. Those three are like the more realistic of them. Star Wars, Star Trek, not so much.
Huh. Well, no, Star Wars got it pretty right.
No, man. Like
explosions and stuff.
Yeah, you don't see that kind of stuff. Like you won't see a laser in space. Like there's what would essentially is a light. There's nothing for it to reflect.
I'm wondering what would space combat look like then in a realistic setting?
Probably pretty freaking amazing. I mean, so like I said, with lasers, you're not going to see it in space because there's nothing for the light to reflect off of for you to see. So if a laser is shot, you're not going to know unless it's like a solid physical projectile.
Yeah.
Then like if we were to shoot like an AR or a pistol in space, like that bullet's going to go
forever,
almost indefinitely forever until it hits something because there's no friction out there. There's nothing. It's no energy acting on it. It'll just keep going. Yeah,
exactly.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what kind of, there was a video I had seen recently too. Some guy was talking about like, he's been witnessing space fights around the sun, our sun.
What?
Yeah. Like dude's got a fucking souped up like telescope too. Like dude rolls it out of his shed. Like it's a big ass one.
Wow. Okay. Well,
so, I mean, I don't know, whatever. Like some of the footage it shows, like it just kind of looks like flares and like kind of what you would see like embers or something flying off of a campfire. Now some of these embers would be moving in ways that, probably wouldn't. Because like TV depicts that they do those hard bank turns where they're like hauling ass straight and then all of a sudden they just take a hard right. That's not possible. That's not at all possible in space. Yeah. To our knowledge and our capabilities of technology.
Yeah. With our understanding of physics.
Yeah. It's just not.
Which may be shit compared to what other civilizations around the universe do.
100%. Oh yeah. No, without a doubt. Because I mean, dude, they already have propulsion systems that like make us scratch our heads and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That we're aware of.
It's interesting. It's interesting. And then like, when you look at like stars and stuff and it's like looking in time almost because the way like how light travels through space and
so nothing can physically like no matter what, like just by laws of physics, it doesn't matter. Like you can probably come really close. Or an alien species, whatever, can probably come really close, but nothing can travel the speed of light. It's by the laws of physics, it's just impossible. And I mean that's
what
really
if no, I mean
and that's really cool because I mean, and essentially, if you want to look back in the future, just look up to the moon. Like The moon isn't anything crazy. Like when you look up to the moon, it's about 1.3 seconds in the past.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at the moon, it's a second and almost a second and a half in the past of what it actually was. So
yeah,
I mean, it would be a lot cooler because I mean our sun is 8 minutes. So I mean, you can't directly look at our sun.
And that's why when the sun is rising for 8 minutes, you can look at it.
Oh, is that really a thing?
Yeah, like as the sun is rising, you can look directly at it for about 8 minutes, and then it starts to fuck with your eyes.
Huh. Well, I mean, it would make sense. I don't know. Like, I never really timed or thought about how much time I looked at a sunset. Yeah. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Mars at its closest is generally about 3 minutes, and then on average throughout the rest of the time it is 20 minutes. But our nearest star is the more impressive one, Alpha Centauri, because when you're looking at that one, even with your unaided eye, you're practically looking at 4 years into the past.
Wow.
So light has been traveling for 4 years just to get to your naked eye from that star. So, I mean, it's something really cool. Like, I mean, telescopes, I think, can figure it out a lot sooner. I don't know if telescopes really, I don't know how that works. If telescopes can actually see it more so less of a past, or if it's just because of the unaided eye, or if it's just, I mean, it would make more sense that even with a telescope, because essentially the light still has to travel to where that scope is at, and it's on Earth, so it's the same thing. So yeah, probably. But I mean, it would definitely be pretty cool if we can ever find a way to see them more or less in the past, so that this one just blew up. Take a look up in the sky at this day.
Yeah, exactly. So like, if a star, 10 years away, essentially 10 years in the past, is gone, it goes through its death cycle.
Yeah.
It would take 10 years for us to be able to see the star in that state. It's incredible that,
and you know what I mean? Think as far as our knowledge goes, I think it's the star Betelgeuse maybe it's called Betelgeuse. I don't know.
It's Betelgeuse.
Yeah, I always read it Betelgeuse. I don't know. Like, it fucks with me. But that star, I think, is the one that's like closest to being unstable and more so gonna or do whatever happened. I don't think we've actually observed a dying star yet.
Yeah.
I have no idea. That's just guessing.
I feel like in the grand scheme of how long stars live, we probably haven't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the how long they live, it's crazy. The life cycle of a star is just ridiculous.
Granted, there's many stars. I genuinely don't know. I mean, I probably should have prepared for that.
Yeah, that's okay.
We observed a dying star. Help.
Yeah. One thing that I've thought about a lot before is a theory about what would be insane if this happened after you died. Let's say you die, okay? Which is going to happen to all of us. It's a cycle of life, whatever. And you are still able to be you, essentially. You're still like a soul or whatever your consciousness is. It's no longer in a physical state. You are now somewhat of a, for lack of a better word, ghost. But you can travel to, like, interstellar travel with your new soul or being that isn't really a physical being, but you could choose to stay on Earth and be around the people that you left behind. Obviously, you can't do anything to get their attention. You're dead, but you could do that, or you could look to the stars and go there. And by go there, I mean, let's say you had some sort of ability that you get after you die to where you can see a star and essentially blink, and you're now at that point of reference in space. Boom, you're there. And you can do the same thing with moons and planets and nebulas and anything that you could see in the entire universe. For one, it'd be freaking insane because you could travel and do all of this stuff, but you would never be able to go back.
So let me play on this a little bit, because when we die, I mean, we're not like a ghost or anything like that. Essentially, we're energy, purely energy. And the most common things we know about energy is it cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. And I mean, when we die, our body might die, but I feel like energy itself is what runs us, and I feel like it's what holds our consciousness. Like it takes form of a brain, maybe.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Absolutely. But I don't look at it in the sense of like you're just going to be like an orb, concentrated orb of energy or anything that. Like it's more so like everything. Because I mean, let's be real, and not to be like super hippie realistic, whatever. In a sense, pretty much almost everything and all things are connected in some sense. Mm-hmm. It may not be explainable, it may not be measurable, but it's something that is there. And energy as a whole can have a conscious. It could be that we're only an idea of consciousness energy.
Right.
Lives.
Yeah, we're like technically speaking, it would be like we are a simple form of what consciousness is, and then once we die, it could almost be like it's an actual release of.
You would practically think you just died and became a god in the amount of like things that you would end up being able to see, being able to think. In my opinion, like just for the listeners, so they don't think like I'm saying this like this is exactly what happened. Like I mean,
this is all just speculation and.
And I have no idea what actually happens.
Of course not.
I like the idea, but quite honestly, I still think it just goes black, done, dead. That's it.
Yeah, but let's keep on rolling with it because I like the idea. Now, if this happened and you died and your physical body was no more, but you still had the presence of energy and you could still, your consciousness, your memories, everything was still incarnate. It was you. Obviously, you're just a spectrum of energy now. What would you do? Would you hang around or travel the world as a spectrum and then eventually?
I don't know what I could do, but I could say easily, like, if that were the case where I could explore the vast universe. I mean, I don't give two shits for anything else in this world. I don't care to go see all those states that or countries that I thought I wanted to see. Fuck that. I'm going to see nebulas. I'm going to go see this universe over here. I want to go see those constellations. Like, nothing here on this planet is worth waiting and sticking around for when you have the entire open fucking universe.
But also, this would be a limitless thing. I mean, it's not like if I wait around here, I'm not going to be able to go see the nebula. It's like, no, time is no longer a factor for you. Because
maybe, but energy still takes time. Does it take us time to travel there so that like we can go around and then when we come back?
Okay, well here's
not even there.
Let's say this is my I mean, I would say time could still travel. I would say time could still move forward.
Because I mean, regardless, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. So it's going to take us 4 years to get over to Alpha Centauri. Well, and then if we come back, then we don't know what happens in those 8 years' time, right?
Well,
you're going a lot further.
In my playful, funny theory that you're fucking ruining, I was trying to say you could look at a star and blink and be there. Whether that's totally impossible in your words.
Who knows? Maybe.
Thank you. Who knows, Josh?
Because in a sense, you could look at it as a way of like, now you become a part of like.
You become a part of space.
We'll put this in an analogy of like a big old brain. Like the entire universe is a brain, and you have all these different neural networks. I mean, your brain can fire off like that. from anything and anywhere in your brain. So maybe you could blink and you could be in this different part of the brain, or blink over here and be in that different part of the brain all simultaneously even. I mean, it would be pretty cool.
How fun, but how scary, because if you still, now let's say you still had your human conscious of what you thought was possible until you learn more about the universe or whatever, essentially you could get lost.
I would stare into a black hole for a very long time, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you could get lost and then not, like, let's say you wanted to blink back and go back and see your kid, and
maybe you would.
You can't.
I mean, maybe, but like I said, in the concept of like your brain, like you can't.
Yeah.
Cause like you know what's in your brain, you know all that's there. Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's what's so crazy about these types of conversations, whether they're funny or not. They're entertaining in the sense that it's just crazy to speculate about what we will never know, because nobody can give you an answer. So it's fun to just go off the rails.
For anybody listening, watching, whatever, please comment, message us. What are your thoughts on this? Because like, what are your thoughts on the theory, and then like, what kind of thoughts have you had, or theories of your own of what could possibly happen? Or
man, we're open for everything. I mean,
I'm always like, dude, I always like anything I hear of an afterlife is so much better than what I genuinely believe. So like, I'm always open to listening.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just so crazy that there's things that are so large out there that we have no idea anything about it. And honestly, it's making me so overwhelmed. I think we need to take a quick break. I can't do this right now.
All right. Well, I mean, before we take a break, because I kind of like almost just noticed this, and like mind is fucking obliteratedly blown right now. You have a different fucking shirt.
Yeah. So what happened was I grabbed this one instead of my other ones. My other one's in there, but I didn't grab it.
You broke the show, man.
I've got to break the cycle eventually, bro. I mean, I can't just...
Everyone's going to scroll through all our episodes, see you in all this shirt, and then with one white shirt, they're going to be like, that episode must suck.
Or they'll be like, this might be different. Maybe it'll actually be funny. Like, hey, listen. Who knows?
But hey, man, it's good to see you in another shirt.
Yeah, it happens every now and then. We'll be right back.
Bye.
What is it? We have some explanation for that. We have none. Don't worry. Continue your program. Oh boy, it's really something super fantastic here. You couldn't ever imagine this.
And we're back with our space extravaganza episode about space and stuff. Josh, you need to take this seriously.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you for talking in your normal voice finally, instead of that stupid, I'm going to be so chill voice.
Yeah, I know. Everyone thought it was really smooth and sexy, so I talk like that. Nobody thinks this is smooth and sexy.
Yeah, well, this is the real you. So
This is me. 100%.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Go back to your fake voice.
That's going to be a big pain in the ass to edit. Equalization's off now.
Yeah.
You ever seen a meteor shower like the good old dinosaurs?
I've been in one, dude. It was like freaking war. I was dodging and going crazy. There was explosions everywhere. You didn't hear about the meteor shower in Texas?
I like the little meteors that hit your armpits. So like when you're putting them up, it's just like psst, psst.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. You ever bathed in a volcano? Like, all right.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. In all reality, I do feel like somehow when I was laying down on that dock and I saw like over 30 of them, that was the closest I've ever been to seeing consecutive ones. But it wasn't like a chaos, like crazy amount.
So I mean, I seen a meteor shower twice. One time, can't remember the year. But this is when I lived pretty much on Spring Run. We had a what was his name? or what do they call them? Like the neighborhood main committee.
You were
guy.
the neighborhood watch.
No, it's like the main guy that I don't know. Like he threw the most insane parties, but one day
the block captain.
maybe
I think that's what they call those people.
Man, I don't remember the term.
No.
But yeah, I was outside and he came like driving by and he like it's late at night. He is just honking his horn constantly.
Jeez.
There's a meteor shower. Look in the sky. Look in the sky. And like, dude, I wouldn't have known. Yeah, I wouldn't have known otherwise. And I looked up and dude, it was the coolest fucking thing. So as I'm looking up and watching, like you kind of see like it's like looking at nothing for a moment, and then like you'll see like a spark of light. And as it gets brighter, all of a sudden it just trails off. And then like more just keep coming and they trail off in all these different directions. And I was just like, that is
this real life?
Yeah, that to me was the coolest fucking thing to see. Like I highly suggest if you can ever manage to like figure out when one is coming. Cause I mean, they'll know. Yeah. You can look them up and see if there's one visible in your area, dude. Highly recommend trying to see one because
and that's what's crazy to me too is like the fact that people can predict that shit, and like I know it cycles through our solar system, but kudos to everybody for like being able to do that. Like I imagine my dumb self as like an old not prehistoric, but like somebody in like the the 300s or ancient Egypt.
You at least have a smartphone, okay?
That's true. Get real, guys. Yeah, but the fact that so many people over generations have been able to clock these and catalog them and name them.
I mean, when we think of like the fact that like you can look up and it's kind of back in time, but that's with things that are projecting light.
Yeah, of course.
If we see an asteroid, I mean, yeah, I feel like we should be able to track it because I mean at that point you're seeing it more so in real time. I guess I don't know how that works.
It's amazing though, like
that they have that
we've
crazy calculations to be able to know
that we've gone from like I made tool with stone, boom boom boom, look up star, hide, to be like yes, this is Halley's Comet and it will come back again in 70 blah, blah years.
Yeah.
Like we jumped from that shit to this, and now they're like in like so and so thousand years a comet will come this close to the earth, and we're like, that's fucking crazy. What do you think about where we came from to how we got here in regards to space?
I don't want to say anything too controversial. But I mean, the facts are there.
If anyone's gonna do it, it'll be you.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll be just straight up. Like you could say whatever you want to say, but there's just pure facts around it. So Tesla, I mean, was one of the biggest boomers, if not the biggest, in our advancements of technology. Now, more so, it wasn't consumer technology because it was too good. It was too good for us little peoples.
Yeah.
But the Nazis are actually the ones that did a huge boost in our technology. And it's because Hitler himself was very, very intrigued with aliens. All about it. They're the ones that helped with the bases in Antarctica.
Yep.
You can look it up.
Well, that's
it's there. It's out there.
That's not all that controversial. I mean,
well, there's some people that are totally closed-minded and just like they're like that's wrong.
Well, I mean, it sucks that you can give credit in that department because I mean, who wants to give credit to them? Nobody.
I don't mind, honestly. Credit is due where credit is due. I don't give a shit.
I will also say that a lot of the advanced governments after World War II were hiring Nazi scientists on their payrolls because of their work. So I mean, everybody was doing shady shit. It's just what it was, man.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get the technology that could be potentially world changing.
Yeah, exactly.
In a sense. I mean, whether or not we actually utilize it to change the fucking world is a different story.
Who knows? Yeah,
but we definitely don't. That we have not. By any means.
And one thing about technology, and I'm kind of segueing off of space just briefly, but like when you watch those shows, like How It's Made and shit, and it's like
dude,
How It's Made, yeah, and it's like How It's Made, Gum, and you're like, okay, cool,
yeah,
and you're like watching this shit, and you're like all of those episodes. It's crazy how many machines there are that do so many different things.
Yes, dude.
So many of them have like the dumbest little job, like wrapping the candy.
Yeah.
Freaking crazy to me.
But that's the thing. I mean, and dude, that's the one reason I laugh very much so at everybody voting for the higher minimum wage, because that just means you're either going to be expected to do a fuck ton more than they already do expect of you, or they're going to just replace your ass with a machine.
They're gonna replace with automation. They've already done studies.
A machine will talk back. Dude, you know how much I fucking hate McDonald's. The one time I did walk into a McDonald's, they had like a little display. Dude, there was nobody in line. I didn't want to go talk to the cashier. I'd go deal with the machine because I already know. I'm not going to have any slack, no bullshit, no mistakes. Like, I'm doing it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry to say it. Like, if you take offense to it, I don't know. Be better.
Well, that's the thing. That's one of those cold hard truths, man. That there's no human error. You're gonna get the same thing every time you order it, and yada yada.
I won't say that there's no human error.
There's less.
Yeah, a lot less human error, because humans, we program those machines. We more or less so we made them. In fact, if we could program a machine to program other machines, holy fuck.
I think they've actually done that with machine learning. I think it's already like.
Well, yeah, I know of it.
It's already happening.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah, you guys are out of the business.
Your days are numbered. Yeah.
Better do something innovative.
Now, one thing that I recall always, it was like an actual legit question that we all had in like elementary school. It was like, is the moon made out of cheese?
Hell yeah.
It is.
You guys never seen Swiss cheese?
They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that it's made out of cheese. It's a big conspiracy.
Cheese is actually what keeps everybody going. Those who are lactose intolerant, they're aliens.
There's a good conspiracy theory to throw out there.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've mentioned this movie many times because we love it. Signs, how the aliens there are like weak to the water, like burns their skin. What if like cheese was their weakness? Just shooting out like little fucking like bullets of little like string cheese.
So everyone that's lactose intolerant, go ahead and email us your social security numbers.
Well, my daughter's lactose intolerant, so that's not going to happen.
Okay, well, clearly you just ruined the whole conspiracy because she's not an alien.
Dude, I'm not convinced that, though. Like, we talked about this with Sonia on the Midnight Show. Like, it's very possible that we've been infiltrated.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, well,
so those who are now
really
like,
it holds
what
true.
The fuck are they talking about? Check out our Midnight Show with Sonia.
It's a good one. It is a good one.
And hybrid breeding.
Yeah, it is a good one too. Okay. Well, I just always remember like watching the Wallace and Gromit, where they like go to the moon and it is made out of cheese. Did you ever watch those or ever see the claymation?
I saw the one claymation one of the Curse of the Were-Rabbit, I think it was called. That's the only Wallace and Gromit I've seen. Other than that, I know nothing of them.
I don't know why. We watched them in elementary school. It's nothing educational about it whatsoever.
I don't remember.
It's just like a British dude palling around with his dog, and his dog is really smart. And it always cracked me up.
Anytime we had like movie time at school,
British people
in science, it was always
a lot of British.
yeah. We got some loyal listeners.
I know.
You fucked up.
Shout out to our British listeners. I'm sitting here like British people. I know. If one of our friends is listening, that's British. hates it when I talk in a British accent. So this one's for you now, old chap.
I don't know who that is, but yeah, that sounded really bad.
Yeah,
so I totally understand.
That's the point. You want something wrong with the way I talk? Oh God, so uneducated.
All right, so wow. Now that we've offended half of our loyal listeners, we'll just move on. No, I've only seen that one Wallace and Gromit, and I mean, I love when it comes down to clay animation. I 100% am behind it. I love it. I love the
work.
The amount of work that goes into it. Woo! I appreciate that film so much more than just any regular film. Like Kubo and the Two Strings. If you haven't seen it,
I haven't seen that one.
Fucking check it out. Amazing film. I love it. I'm just all about claymation. Coraline, Nightmare Before Christmas, Frankenweenie. All of those are just top notch. And dude, Frankenweenie was dope because that was a black and white claymation. That was cool shit.
Oh yeah, and then Box Trolls, that's another one. That one's crazy weird. I highly recommend you see that one ASAP.
Box Trolls?
It's super weird, dude. In like
I can't say I've even heard of it, but I'm definitely going to.
Yeah,
I love claymation.
It's very impressive. Very impressive. You'll love it.
Box Trolls.
But yeah.
Got it.
Box Trolls. We'll talk more about it off air, and I'll show you. I'll show you some stuff. Send you a trailer or whatever. It's like a kids movie, but it's totally, you get into it as an adult too.
Dude, honestly, and I know this, I'm totally going off track here, but like now that like with my daughter growing up, she's getting older. We're watching, like I have a thumb drive loaded up with Pixar, DreamWorks, all those movies.
Thief!
Allegedly. And yeah, dude, I have a hard time picking out what I want to watch. I don't even care what she wants to watch. She can't tell me. Right? So like I'm sitting there like, oh man, what do I want to watch?
Yeah, right.
We got everything. I don't know.
You gotta do Box Trolls then, like tomorrow. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Yeah, sure. You should, especially if you like claymation. You'll be like, this. I can't even imagine the work that went into this damn thing. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I love looking at behind the scenes of that stuff. Yeah. But I'm totally getting off track. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I have something that's space related that I literally just thought of. Have you ever heard? I can't remember the name of the theory because I'm an idiot.
Is it a claymation space movie? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! Yes. How did you know? No, it's a theory, and I don't know how much of it can actually be. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it's interesting.
I love
it's like
theories.
The planetary evolution theory that we are in a cycle of life and death with our planet, and that Mars is going to eventually become the next Earth. That we will inhabit it, and then it will go through all the same cycles that Earth will go through, and then it will be. Then we will have to leave Mars to go to the next planet in our solar system, and it'll just continuously revolve and cycle with all of our planets. They're all going through the exact same. Each planet is a different stage of destruction and recreation. Each planet is a different stage. That's the theory. It's all one planet essentially, but all different stages. It's so weird, and I didn't research it at all before the show. I just remembered it, but
you kind of lost me at the idea of it all being one planet, though. If we're
maybe not one planet.
Oh, okay.
Not one planet, but I guess each planet is like a different stage of creation and destruction or something that the actual physical mass of all the I don't know, it's dumb, but it's something to talk about because I remembered it.
I mean, I can understand the idea of like it definitely being now. Okay, so let me just kind of backtrack and like just collect my thoughts here on this.
Okay,
because I definitely wholeheartedly believe, and hopefully in my daughter's life, hopefully in my lifetime, I will see man go to Mars. And
I think we will. I think we will.
I would love to see mankind inhabit Mars. And, people are against it for whatever fucking reason. I have zero clue because you know what?
Yeah,
if you have more land and you need to move people to more land, you move them to more land. You make land or something. In some way, shape, or form, you terraform it. Yeah. Just as we're going to do with Mars. Because we're going, one thing that always sticks out with me is I think it was at Disney or something that was like space, the final frontier.
Yeah, they always say that. Always say that.
Like,
the final frontier.
Yeah, I love it. But
okay,
when it comes down to it, I wholeheartedly believe mankind needs to terraform Mars because we're killing this planet, dude. We're fucking stupid fucking beings that don't know any better.
Yeah.
And as we have learned, as we go along, we're learning, okay, we're definitely fucking shit up, but it's kind of inconvenient if we go back to our old ways now. So tough shit, let's just go find another planet. So instead of like trying to fix things here and just okay, so in my mind it's kind of weird because I feel like, we're doctrined for the most part here in America.
Yeah.
Or most places, maybe, I don't know. But why not get everyone to conform to a better, and not in a communist way, but more so in a way of like, this is the way to save us. Yeah, this is the way to save our planet and mankind because, I mean, I don't know. There's like just so many different like things I could throw out there.
Yeah, dude,
so like it's a never-ending like conversation that I could honestly have here.
Yeah.
But I definitely okay. So let me start with this. Do you believe, like, just base question first? Do you believe we've been to the moon?
I mean, I haven't researched it, but
like genuinely believe, like, or
why
are
not?
you a little skeptical?
I mean, I feel like, and that's the thing. When I feel like we have, but then when you think about when it was in 1969 and that we've never gone back, I'm like, I want to say that we have because.
All right.
What are your thoughts?
So, 1940s is when the big boom of like
the
aliens and
the
space stuff was going on. I wholeheartedly believe we went to the moon, and I wholeheartedly believe we have gone back many, many times that we're not telling anyone because when it comes down to it, we have samples of the moon. We know the moon is resourceful and very rich in materials that are resourceful to us here on Earth. And the idea of like it being considered cheese comes from the fact that we basically damn near hollowed out the moon in mining for resources. We've been there plenty of times. We know we can make that our midway point from Earth to Mars.
Ah, okay. Well, it's not a midway point by any means, but
I mean,
it's
definitely is.
It's not
to refuel more so because you want to get there in a timely manner, and like we said, there's nothing there that really stops you with inertia. You just have to properly aim it and go, but you're going to kind of need a midway point and then launch with preserving enough fuel to be able to get us in every fucking thing that you need over there.
Yeah.
So, have we started terraforming Mars? Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me because, you're not going to build Rome in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. And you're talking about inhabiting an entire new planet.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds a little crazy. It definitely could be a little crazy and way off the idea of actual truth, but it's something that I feel would definitely be necessary for humans as a species to continue Otherwise, if we stay on this planet, no way in fuck we're gonna last long enough to pass anything along to any.
Well, and that's
species.
why it's good that there's already the ball is rolling in the direction of that. You know, like it's,
and dude, I love the idea of it, and I find it so funny when everyone like kind of. There's a lot of people that like kind of shun the idea of a space force, and it's not necessarily like
it's because it just sounds comical.
It does. It definitely does, and like even I chuckle at the idea.
Yeah, of course, but
because it
doesn't
funny.
mean it's not important, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's not to say that like we're immediately wanting to go out in space and blow shit up, even though we probably are.
Yeah.
It's not so much that we have no idea. And if you have no idea what's on the other side, you probably want a little bit of protection and people that know a lot more than we do or the everyday people do, because there's a lot of people that will totally refuse the idea of any type of other species out there of alien, an intelligent species. I should say.
Like, I wonder what, like, because I can't imagine the amount of shit that's being kept from us, but I wonder if there's equipment, like some type of telescope that can see the surface of planets that are just ridiculously far away. Like, how crazy would that be? I mean,
I know that there's a new telescope being made. I almost want to look it up right now just for I'm going to do it right now for you guys.
All right. Well, I'll keep talking. Football's fun to watch sometime. No. What the hell? Where is he going with this?
Yeah, no, but there was a telescope that's supposed to be, okay, I already pulled it up. That's supposed to be better than the Hubble Space Telescope that we've developed.
Wow.
This is called the James Webb Space Telescope, sometimes called JWST or Webb. Is an orbiting infrared observatory that will complement and extend the discoveries of the Hubble telescope with longer wavelength coverage and great improved sensitivity.
Woo!
So, I mean...
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're really going to be looking back into, like, the cosmos now. I mean, shit.
You know what really excites me about stuff like that? Because, like, what if... Because there's a few planets that are in, like, that Goldilocks zone. You know, they're not too hot, they're not too cold, and they have a surface that looks like it has vegetation and shit.
Well, I mean, you do know that there's like well over 8 planets in our solar system alone.
Mm-hmm.
Not our solar system, I'm sorry, in our universe alone, in the Milky Way. 8 planets that we know of that are perfectly inhabitable.
Yes.
For our kind.
Yes, and that's just what we know. I mean, the Milky Way is ridiculous.
And this is the most amazing thing. We can observe that.
Yes.
We don't have to like physically go there and like it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing thinking how completely insignificant we are. And I don't think a lot of people really think into it.
And that's why I was saying in the beginning of the episode, like, this may not be the funniest episode we have because it's so profound in what it's about. Like, I mean, poop joke ad here, but I mean, really, it's like we can only be as funny as we can be when we're talking about something this freaking massive and insane.
And you got to think though, like the amount. Take a step back. The amount of insignificance we have, because like a lot of people don't put into perspective the difference between like 1 million and 1 billion.
Yeah, it's such a big difference, dude.
It's an extremely big difference. Like when you look at it in seconds even.
Well, because 1 billion
you can go
is
from
like
a few weeks to 37, 34 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you go from like weeks to years, from millions to billions.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so much out there that we don't even know. We don't know where the hell the edge of the universe is. We don't know where the center of the universe is. The only thing we can go based off of is the idea that gravity is at like the core of the universe, is like the core of gravity.
Yep.
And with that, I mean, Earth is constantly falling in a sense. So with that knowledge and the idea of physics, if we're falling, then we're going towards the pull of gravity. We're not at the center.
Yeah.
We're nowhere near the center. Well, I mean, we may be. Fuck if I know.
I'm the center of the universe.
Yeah. No, man. It's Kim Kardashian and her ass, don't you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm close.
Yeah. I mean, everybody fucking tweets about that. Nothing important anymore, it seems.
Yeah. We're done.
But I don't know, man. Like, I think the idea of an edge of a universe or even a center of a universe. Well, actually, no, because it's ever changing. The universe is constantly expanding.
Yeah. Yeah, that was confirmed, wasn't it? Recently.
Yeah. And you want to know something crazy? I mean,
I do. I want to know.
Or not know something crazy, because it's not necessarily a full fact, but like the idea of it is fucking insane. So if we more so focus on the idea of like the Big Bang Theory, how like the two particles collided and boom, here's the big
God farted, bro.
Yeah, God farted and made the universe. I mean, that's very fucking possible too. I don't know. It's a powerful fart. Still smelling it.
His fart brings life.
But just as much as it came together, it can almost immediately be destroyed, because as it's constantly ever expanding, we have no idea. It could tear. It could start tearing into two. And then all of a sudden we go through like almost immediate destruction on such a level that we can't even comprehend or ever begin to comprehend. And you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't know you died. You would have
so then you think of it like the most expansive distance, like as a universe, would almost have similar properties to atoms, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, when you think about it, like the atoms are like, you know, so microscopic and freaking tiny. And then the universe is.
There was this one video I watched that like just absolutely blew my mind, because it was like an entire timeline idea of like the life of the universe itself, like from the Big Bang to if everything were to die, what happened. And dude, it takes like an obscene amount of years to where like you would never, like 1,000 million lifetimes plus would never ever see. And so it makes you really wonder, like, there definitely has to be some type of future for us in space, because it can't be here. Otherwise, our species will die. Mankind will 100% die. Everything that we know, gone. Because, I mean, I mean,
even Twinkies.
Let me put it into perspective for some people really quick.
Not Twinkies.
I forgot who showed this video. It was somebody in a Discord, and I don't remember who.
Can't give a shout out.
I almost want to say it was Cyborg, actually.
Okay. Oh yeah, he has a lot of cool theories about that, about the universe.
I think it was Cyborg that sent me this video, because it's pretty fucking cool. So basically, it was just like this massive like idea that I just had like a total like
Josh, we're recording, Josh. We're on the air.
I know, brain just
ruining
total kaput. Everyone got like so hyped up, like and then
I took my pants off, man.
I have to think. I
just fell.
This now, damn.
Yeah, way to go. Well,
I know. I totally goofed up there. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, well, then I'm going to talk about something else, space-related, because I guess we're just going to leave it behind.
I don't know. Maybe it'll come back. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
But I know we've talked about the game No Man's Sky, which is a space exploration game, which is based on sci-fi, and obviously it's not realistic by any means, but it is really fun because you get to go and like explore without loading screens. You get to fly down on and land on planets and get out and explore and scan shit and find little animals and stuff. And I know whenever you played the game, it was not that great because they just released it. But now it's insanely sophisticated, and it's like a sequel of a sequel now. So now it's worth playing. I didn't know it's worth playing, but back then,
didn't care for it so much when it first came out. Because, I did play when it first came out, and to me, it was one of those things that I was just like, wow. Because I was really amazed at the idea that it was like the most obscenely huge open world idea of a game. And to me, that alone was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I had to see that.
Yeah.
And it's not at all, it didn't become at all what I had hoped it to be, and nor what it could have definitely been. But also,
you got it back.
Yeah,
you remembered it. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, I get points for saving the show by bringing up another space-related thing.
You did. 5 points. That's all.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So
I'll take it.
More so, we are in a very, very small sliver of life. We only know so much. Like we're given, I don't know, maybe
clues,
like
small
70 to 80 years on average of life.
Yeah.
And we're only going off of what other people have documented in the past. And those people have only documented so much because documentation, I think it was the Egyptians that
dude, the Egyptians were straight up.
They're the ones that made paper or papyrus or whatever they called it back then.
Papier.
Was it paper? No, I think
I'm just being an idiot. I have no clue.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's papyrus. Papier, I don't know.
No, stone tablets, bro. Stone tablets.
Well, no, that's like fucking BC or some shit.
I still do that. We do homeschooling with stone tablets. There's freaking little pieces of stone all over the damn room back there.
Definitely upgrade. I mean, you were talking shit just a moment ago about the guy with the flip phone, and you're over here using stone?
Yeah.
I got a headset and doing a podcast, right?
Yeah, bro.
It's got to count for something.
Right?
Yeah, so, I mean, we're just this very, very small sliver in comparison to what is ideally figured out.
And every single sliver thinks that they're in the best sliver because they're like, well,
I mean, I don't know. As
far as advancements go,
I feel like a majority
maybe if you're in the dark ages, you were like, man, this time actually kind of is bad. Like,
I feel like they would have more fun in the dark ages because they didn't have so much to worry about because they were more like in tune with things still or in their environment. Like here, dude, we're totally gone and completely disconnected from our environment. Most people are like face to the phone, no idea what's going on around them.
Yeah, true.
And
I don't use technology ever, period, ever.
Yeah, like you got stones on your head with like leaf. That's not a headset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of ideas that could be where we should be advancing in a sense, but we're digressing
in different ways.
As a species,
in important ways.
Yeah.
In ways that revolve nature.
Not just nature, dude. Like we're completely losing our ability to communicate with others. Like, I mean, dude, fucking scroll through Facebook for a while. You're gonna see everybody yelling at each other.
No, I know. Oh, I know. It's terrible.
Nobody knows how to communicate. Nobody can have an opinion anymore. It's got to be one way or like you're a piece of shit. And it's stupid, dude. And for me, I'm all for like saying the worst of shit to really piss people off.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't care.
Yeah, well, you do it for fun. You don't do it because you're actually passionate about what you're saying. You just like to see people pissed off.
Oh, dude, I love seeing people get so heated. It's the funniest thing to me because you know what? When I can get somebody mad, I can then control you.
Well, and then you're like, you're mad, I win. Like, I don't care.
If I get anybody mad, I'm in control at that point, and then I will do whatever I will do and say whatever I need to at that point. Like, just because I'm a piece of shit. I can be a piece of shit.
You are a mindless piece of shit, and that's why we love you.
Yeah.
No,
but I mean, in all honesty, like, you know, I try to be nice for the most part.
You try. You do well. I mean, you're professional and you're nice when you talk to people on the server and you're helpful, you know.
Yeah. But I am definitely somebody who strives on making people miserable for the most part, because like I wholeheartely hate people. Everybody. Like, everybody.
Good.
Even you, Nick. I hate you to an extent.
It's a great place to be.
No, just kidding. But I mean, oh God, he left. I mean, for the most part, it's just one of those things that like people really got to realize we're different. We're all different, and we're very, very, very fucking small to the rest of everything else.
I know. Like,
just be you, man. Act right.
Yeah,
fucking
act right.
It's not hard.
Be you. Act the way you should act. Wait. Yeah. I get it.
I mean, just be civil. Fuck, be civil.
And you know,
learn common sense, and all will be right with the world again.
Now, I have a hypothetical for you, and I say this because I was at a time in my life about 10 years ago. I started writing a book, and nice. I got 133 pages in Microsoft Word into this book. Fucking long, but basically the premise of it was, and be it as unrealistic and stupid as you want to think it is what it is. I did this because I thought it was a cool idea, but there's a planet in our solar system that's the same distance away from the sun, but on the opposite side of the sun. So as we revolve around the sun, so do they. And they had cloaking system around their planet to keep them hidden from observers. So we did not know that this planet existed, is what I'm getting at. And in the book, what happens is this planet contacts us because they want to try and get our planet and their planet to communicate finally for the first time, because they've seen that we've been deviating from what we could be and what they are, and they think that they should help. They're humans just like us. They've had the same types of evolutions throughout their time periods. There's little different variations between dogs and fish and birds and shit like that, but for the most part, everything is pretty similar. But they are a planet of total peace, like genuine peace. And the planet is, instead of it being divided into countries and states and bullshit like that, it's just a fucking planet. Like, we are this planet. And the fact is that they've always been like landlocked. Like, there's no massive ocean separating their continents. So they've always been able to travel and be around each other throughout their entire history. And that's made it to where they didn't have this crazy division like a lot of planets had. Like what we have with, you know, the Western and the Eastern sides being so different and yada, yada, yada. So what ended up happening is this planet just skyrocketed way past us. Like, they were like traveling space and shit when we were in like the 1500s and stuff like that. And so basically what happens is they finally reveal themselves to us, and there's transmissions sent from all around the world and all of the other governments in their respective languages, revealing themselves, saying that they want to help us and they want to do this and this and this. So long story short, because it's a fucking long book, and I was still nowhere near done with it.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I still have it, but it's freaking God. It's in the archives of my old computer. Anyways. Yeah, I mean,
you got something there. So far, the story sound like that. The concept is great.
So the main character of this book is, I kind of based him a little bit off of myself, because I don't consider myself a really awesome writer. So I wanted to.
Main character is God.
And we lost him. This guy sucks. No, but it was somebody that wasn't a total idiot, except I've got my days. But basically, they don't. And at the time I wrote this, I was in a place in my life where I had nothing going on. I was working at a dead-end job. I didn't have a degree. I didn't have a family. I was just like, I'm just here. I'm just doing the best I can, and I'm here. So in the book, the main character is in a similar situation. And whenever the planet makes contact with us, it's fucking mind-blowing, and everyone is talking about it, and life is basically still going on because people are still doing what they're supposed to be doing. But now there's like a presence in of revealing itself, and there's this massive starship that you can see, not hidden, and it's crazy, and it's in our orbit, and it's allowed to be there. They got permission and all this, and they're talking with our governments, and all this crazy shit is happening. But basically what they end up deciding to do, certain countries opt out, and they don't get any present. Like there's like nothing ever happened, and unless they decide they want to talk again. But basically what happens, I've said basically a million fucking times, and I apologize. But basically what happens is they offer residents from their planet and residents from our planet to traverse and travel, and them live here and us live there. And the crazy thing about it is they look like us, but they have their own languages and all this. But they've also had technology, and I really don't want to get too far into it, but it is space related, I guess. So they had things installed in their brains called crasslings, which is basically information bits that you can have installed in your brain, and you automatically know whatever the crassling information has on it. So all of them know English because they had these installed in their brain so they could talk to us. So, and to them, getting a crassling is like going to the doctor and having a quick 5-minute procedure, boom. And now you have this crazy plethora of knowledge depending on what you paid for to get.
So you had like a slight idea of Neuralink before Elon Musk made it a thing.
Yeah, this is like 11 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because essentially that's damn near Elon Musk's Neuralink, it's not so much like you get to pay a certain amount for the information you get to know, but more so as far as I'm concerned, it's more so to take care of neurological issues at the moment, but has a lot more potential for more.
You could go to a building called a Plinth building and straight up download information off of archives that you want to know and install it on a small little crassling and have the guy basically that's what doctors became, because there wasn't like pills and shit would fix broken bones now and cancer. Like there was nothing like that anymore. Like they obliterated cancer and everything forever ago. So doctors really was just installing crasslings in people's brains.
So that the idea is super cool. I personally would never want to live in a place like that because I like the idea of knowledge and information being free, as it should.
Yeah. Well, you could go to this Plinth and read and learn it the old-fashioned way. That's fine. They're like libraries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're libraries, but the way that I describe them in the book is it's massive. But basically, there's these massive halls of digital information that's stored in all of these buildings, and they're everywhere. In case one blows up for whatever reason, they've got a shitload of them all over.
That basically would be where I would spend most of my life then. I just love the idea.
The way that they have them set up too is there's like cafes and shit, so people could go there and get onto these badass digital monitors that are touchscreen, and there's also pads, and you can I want to learn all of this in as much detail as possible, and then so it's crazy. But and there's even the workers there that work there have these badass jetpack looking. They look like treadmills with jetpacks underneath them, so they can zoom around in these halls and basically work on the archives and store information and stuff like that. The stuff that can't be done digitally. It's such a long book, and I was nowhere near done. And the reason why I stopped is because it got really stressful for me to fill all the fucking holes that I would come up with in my head. I was trying to come up with a better monetary economy system and laws. I was trying to come up with everything better than what we have now and fill all of the possible. It became too much. I was like, fuck, I can't. I get so much.
You should make it to where their currency is the time of their life.
That's a thing. That's a movie.
I know, just in time. Okay. But like,
I'm not going to piggyback off of that. It's already been done.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily piggybacking. I mean, they solely focused only on that. You could just make that time a currency in general.
Yeah, well,
it'd still be pretty cool.
I don't see myself ever writing the whole thing, to be honest, especially with Guildmaster being.
You should, dude. Any old jackass can fucking write anything up and publish through Amazon. Like, anybody could be a fucking author.
You're calling me a jackass.
No, I'm just, well, I mean, yeah, potentially, but you actually have something worthwhile, whereas other people literally just post up garbage, garbage on paper.
It's just, I came up with all like this crazy road system and the system of how apartments, like, it was a lot, and it was so hard for me to like do all of this and think about it and then write it all in a way that I liked and that made sense to me, because I don't do a lot of reading, but I mean, I've been told I'm a decent writer, so that always kept me like excited to do more. And I'm writing a Guildmaster book as well, and I will say writing fantasy is way fucking easier than writing sci-fi.
Yeah, because you have no laws or standards to abide by. To make it feel right.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's funny to an extent you want to, and like at least in that realm, but you can make it.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, is because like it's funny because even writing like a fantasy book, I'm still like making like laws for magic and things that can't be done and can't be done. So I'm still overcomplicating it, but in a way that I like, and I can. It's malleable.
Yeah,
you know?
And I mean, you have to. You can't just like have a world. I mean,
magic.
Yeah, I mean that's just utopia at that point. Like you can do anything and everything, but it's nothing without some sort of conflict or some sort of issue that resides as an after effect to that.
Yeah.
So, and I mean,
So one thing that I was playing around with in the book was the massive conflict of what happens in the book, because really you go to this planet and everything's perfect. The end. No. So I wanted to have there being a ritual that this planet did, and this is where it got really complicated for my mind, because what it was when the population reaches a certain point, the entire planet changes into I want to say like purge, where every person has to kill until the number. And the number is literally all over every single advertisement screen, every single digital window, every single street sign has the population number on it. And this is through a crashling that's installed when you're 13 years old. You get your planet citizen crashling. It's like a rite of passage.
So essentially, you just need to go to this place with all the crashlings and get like the top of the notch military crashlings to stay alive and fuck everybody up. But everyone can do that, right? Because it has to be afforded. So only the rich will live.
Well, so the idea about the massive conflict was the way, and the government system, honestly, I can't really even remember. It was really complicated too, the way I had it in my head. It was all these different councils and shit, and they were protected during the end of era ceremony. They called it the end of era. Man, it was crazy because the main character's roommate ends up going like crazy and like kills the neighbor, and he's like, what the fuck? Like this, because all this happens like in the morning when he wakes up, and he's been there. Like, so the main character, and my whole question I was going to get with my hypothetical before I really got into this crazy tangent about this book was, if a planet like this existed and you were given the option to go there, would you? And my answer 11 years ago was, fuck yeah, I'll go there, you know? But now I'm like, well, you know, now I got kids and my wife, and, you know, I've got all these plans here. I don't think I'd go, you know? But back then I was like, yeah, I'll go, because
I'd 100% go, because, I mean, let's be real. They obviously Currency is not going to matter up there for the time being. So you're going to be fed. You're going to be given a place to do. You're just going to be
all of this I got in the book too. Like when you get there,
you're just going to be expected a little bit of labor. So fucking do it. You're doing labor anyway to live. Why not just do it and say cut the currency bullshit and just be able to eat?
They have and they have currency and stuff too. But really, you when you get there, like they've taken so much care of their planet, and that's another thing too. Like whenever the end of era is happening. They're not using guns and missiles and bombs because they don't want to damage their world. Like they're even considerate when they're doing this unfortunate event of scaling down the population. And one of the reasons why they don't prohibit people from like having kids. Like if you want to grow the world. We're not going to get in the way of you building your family, but there's a risk in doing all of this.
Yeah.
There's a risk. If the population
there's a risk with everything. Yeah.
If the population gets to a certain level, there has to be an end of era or we are over like it's just the way it is. Yeah. And if people continuously breed and grow because there's no cancers, there's no like people are living till they're like 120 and there's no like there's nothing killing people, you know? So when the population gets too high, there has to be and then there's like a month of mourning after an end of era, but it's like a celebration and mourning where people are it's a sad, terrible month. And that's why there's so many plinth buildings, because if the person that invented so-and-so dies, you can go and know exactly how he did it because his information is stored in the plinth. So, and then the other idea is when the end of era happens, you have the strongest and the smartest have survived the ordeal. The ones that were able to be cunning and get their way out of it, or the ones that were strong and just brute force and made it. So there's so many positives for doing it, but the big negative is you just had to kill a bunch of people, which sucks. But it's either that or you govern people too hard. So the planetary government said we have to do an end of era, you know, and it obviously doesn't happen often at all. It's super... And I was thinking that might be a reason why it wasn't exactly told to Earthlings, because maybe they assumed Earth did something similar, but then the fact that they were observing us. So then I'm going back and forth in my head, and I'm just like, fuck it, I can't do this. I'm just going to play video games. So
I mean, that's the best way to, I mean, that's the best ultimate outcome. So
so like they would use like hand-to-hand combat and knives and stuff like that, and they wouldn't just shoot up the city and shoot up the street and use missiles and bombs. And then the other thing too is after we've assimilated with the planet's called was called Demra, Demra. Demra was what they called their planet. Whenever we assimilated with Demra, you got to see as the reader the massive contrasts between Earth and Demra. Because when the end of era happens, it happens on Demra and it happens on Earth. Because now we fast forward like 20 years in the future. And then the end of era happens and the Earthlings don't know what the hell is going on. So they think Demra is declaring war on Earth. So then they just start bombing and missiles and it just gets crazy. And it's like war-torn Earth. And Demra is still civilized even in a state of combat. And so like you would go back and forth as the reader to go to the perspective of the main character's mom while she's living on Earth through this ordeal. Like I had this whole thing, man, like in my head.
We definitely need to like touch up on that, like outside of the podcast. Like we definitely need to figure this out because that's a pretty dope story. But
maybe I'll try to get it on this laptop that I have now and send it to you and we can fuck with it, talk with it. Because my writing style is improved since I did this, but I mean it's still 133 fucking pages long. It's so long.
Well, I mean that's really nothing too much in hindsight of a book. But with that said, let me take a quick break before I like hop out of this chair and do the fucking pie dance because you've been talking like what seems like an eternal.
Okay.
All right.
10-4.
We'll be right back.
We know about that. Could you go the other way? Go back the other way. Well, this guy Riggs, pretty spectacular. God, what is that there?
Hey, we're back. Oh my God, Josh, your head is gone. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, it's totally gone. That's awesome.
I don't get it.
So, for those of you watching, you can see it, but okay, there it is. His head was completely gone from the show. Okay. So we're back, and I went on a really long tangent about a book that I was writing.
So much so that we had to break so I can use the restroom.
Yeah. I tell you, man, you got to wear a diaper.
I'd probably be better off, yeah. No, for sure.
You would be a little bit better off. So, since I took so much of the airtime with that, I guess I want you to say something now because I was just
sure. So, like, I'll go a little bit back as far as our like insignificance as humans on this planet and in the universe in general. So, fun fact. Saturn alone, you can fit like, I don't know, I think it was like 8 Earths in across the size of Saturn. So we kind of more or less have an idea of how big Earth itself can be. And you imagine 8 of those going across and you got it fucking Saturn.
Yeah.
Just that alone is pretty crazy. But
yeah,
the distance it takes from us being on Earth over to the moon, you could fit all the other planets in our solar system in between.
Really?
Yeah, just fine. You'd be able to fit all those planets in between Earth and the moon.
Wow. I thought the moon was like 20 miles up.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Like,
I could almost throw a rock at it.
Yeah.
Almost.
So, I mean, I don't know, like, if for you listeners, that really puts things into perspective, but it should. It definitely should, because, I mean, that alone, you can fit the planets of our solar system in between us and our moon. And that's just, what, 7, 8 other planets, maybe?
Damn.
If you count Pluto.
Don't forget about Pluto.
Oh, yeah, if you want to count Pluto. So,
of course I count Pluto.
How many other planets are out there? Unknown amounts. And to think that we are the only people in this universe.
There's no way.
I mean, it, I guess, can be possible.
You know what's
but I just find it so unlikely that it's just, I don't know. There's no other way.
You know what's insane to me to think about? Somewhere out there, but somewhere out there for real is a planet with no sun close to it to light it up. And its version of a sunset and a sunrise, its version of that is a fucking galaxy. Like,
that'd be pretty cool.
Like, somewhere out there is a planet that's going to have that. Like, statistically, there has to be a planet out there that has that as its sunset and sunrise. It's actually like a galaxy.
I mean, you're talking about statistics, but like in reality, you can't really have a galaxy completely visible.
Well, no, but I mean, you can see so many stars collectively together that it would look like that. I'm right about this, Josh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be fucking planets that are like 1,000 times bigger than anything we've ever seen. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? So, I mean, it's okay. It's probable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The title of this podcast is be like, it's possible.
Space. It's possible.
Possible. And also basically, because I've said basically a lot this episode.
Space. It's basically possible.
Basically. The episode full of basicallys and possibles.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense coming from a Mindless Morning Show.
I agree.
That's filmed at night. Or recorded around 9 times, so yeah.
Yeah, well, it has to be. Otherwise, I am not. Like, dude, me in the morning,
No, neither of us would get along in the morning. I don't get along with
show.
anybody in the morning, so.
Me either. It's just like...
This wouldn't be a show if we filmed in the morning, folks. I'm sorry to break the illusion.
Yeah, I agree. It's good for you to listen to in the mornings when you're driving around to work or whatever.
Absolutely. We're awesome, but not in the mornings.
Not actually in the morning. I would have to be on hard drugs to do this show in the morning, like right when I wake up.
Hard drugs. I mean, I don't even think like I have the ability to do hard drugs if I want, even if I wanted to first thing when I wake up.
Yeah, me either. I just said that to sound cool.
I wake up and snort a fucking mile of cocaine.
A whole mile.
Mommy, why is Daddy smelling the table and then saying, "Oh yeah"?
Dude, there's this one YouTube video. This guy does like these like he's got a little hand puppet dinosaur.
Yeah.
And he's got one where it's like sniffing a line of coke. It's like, yeah. And dude, it's the funniest fucking thing. I don't know why. It just genuinely is, but yeah. Back to space. So aside from
space out,
Dad, let me tell you.
Wrong kind of space, bro. I'm spaced out. Yeah. Mindless. All right. Not everyone can see you making that.
Oh yeah, that's
face,
right. That's
Josh.
right. Sorry.
People are thinking that their freaking phones are like, is it buffering or something?
Yeah. So for those of you listening, I spaced out. Check it out on YouTube. It's great. It's great times.
It's great.
So,
hey, this is unprofessional.
Whoa,
this is unprofessional.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our achievement we just got. Our YouTube achievement.
Okay. What was it? I don't remember. You caught me so off guard. I have no fucking clue what's going on.
I was like, let's say something unprofessional and immediately interrupt to talk about our achievement. That did we get like 8,000 hours or listening minutes or something? 8,000?
Yeah. So apparently we've been listened to for over 130 some plus hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, in hindsight, like the amount of people that hit YouTube, the amount of people that listen to podcasts, it's pretty low.
I mean, it is low. It is low.
I'm super fucking humbled.
Me too.
I mean, too. The fact that like anybody wants to listen to me for even an hour, like to listen to me for a whole episode, I'm truly happy. I don't think my mom's even listened to all of this episodes as much as
mine either.
Yeah.
Mine either, but that's fine. That's fine. I mean, my wife hasn't listened to a single one, and that's okay because I can talk shit about her if I want.
I got my wife to watch the entire Medium one because, I mean, she was more so interested on what everything John Kay had to say. So
of course.
She watched.
I mean, our interview ones people are gonna like more than our regular ones, unless they like us because it's just us. But I will also say
we're pretty damn funny. But I mean, it's definitely a lot better with an extra body.
Yeah.
Because they bring so much more to the table.
Yeah, they do. They got their own shit experiences and stuff like that. But I also will say the reason why it is doing as well as it's doing is because of me.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like,
Josh,
I don't talk like barely much at all. Other than like our last midnight episode, I talked.
Oh my god,
too much. Yeah. I fully pulled a Nick. Our last midnight episode.
Yeah, at least I know. Like, if I have an interview, I feel like I'm doing better at shutting the hell up a little bit. But Josh, it's all right, Josh. It's all right, man. Hey,
and I'll tell you what though, it was because I started drinking pretty early that day.
Oh, I could tell. It was great.
Yeah. So I was a lot more talkative.
Oh yeah, you were. But it was fun. It was still a good episode, and Jorge was cool. So
I had a blast. We're definitely gonna get his ass back for sure.
Yeah, just his ass.
Just his ass. We're gonna have him like Jim Carrey, like open his butt cheeks and talk to us because I mean it's explicit platform. We can do whatever. So.
Oh, that's right. It is.
Fucking straight chocolate starfish. We're gonna be talking to. So
yeah. Because this hasn't been explicit at all.
Killer J's chocolate starfish.
Wow, why? How come it has 100,000 views? No.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, all right. One cool thing. I'll get back into space. We keep getting sidetracked, and that's what we do. We're mindless. So if you don't like it,
I'm glad that we've been able to stay on topic. Period.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, we could literally drift off into space off of like a fucking food episode, even.
Yes.
So you know what kind of food they take out in space? Dry freeze shit.
Oh, dude, you know what I saw in space the other day? Like, oh, here they go.
What, man? Yeah,
Twinkies.
So the 8 or 9 planets that you...
I don't... 8? 9?
So,
God dang. It's like, I feel like we're smart 1 minute and then we're stupid. This is bullshit. We keep going back and forth.
I only say 8 or 9 because if you want to count Pluto, kudos to you. If not, whatever, fuck you. You want to go by the scientific standard. I get it. You know, I get why scientifically it's no longer a planet. That's what I have to say about it. So the closest these planets are going to align completely in our solar system. Now, when I say align completely, I don't mean in a perfect fucking straight like line. That it's just not going to happen. But the closest it's going to come to a perfect straight line will be not in our lifetime.
Boo, anticlimactic.
I'm sorry to say. And it's probably not going to be in your children's lifetime.
Well, your
children's lifetime.
I'm pretty healthy.
So, in the year 2492, it will be a thing.
I'll be around.
And it's, what do I got written down here? May 6th.
Oh, you wrote something down?
Is the idea time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, but I mean, I guess in a sense, fucking irrelevant. You might see it if my theory is real, that you're still going to be a spectrum of energy and you can see whatever you want whenever you want. Dude, if you're a spectrum of energy and you want to see our solar system planets line up, you really should expand your horizons and try and find a different nebula. Fucking like, if you're staying in the same solar system,
yeah, but you want to drop. I want to drop in on my kids, man. If I go too far and get lost, then I'm out there and I'm lost and I can't come back.
Fuck those kids, bro. You can go to a whole different like Zeta Phi like galaxy, and you can like you can mentally adopt like some fucking like superior beings that are just making you so fucking proud.
But then you abandon them too eventually.
Yeah, eventually. So, like, what the fuck does it matter if you abandon the ones in life? Like, you were already there with them in real life. Now go find other kids in your energy life.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they're not going to keep interrupting you during a show to show you drawings of mushrooms farting and stuff.
Yeah, but that was kind of precious. I liked it.
No, it certainly was precious. I'm not bashing it. I'm not saying it shouldn't have happened. It definitely should have happened. I'm glad it happened because it gave me this to bring out to the show just to kind of like say I'm bullshit because somebody chuckled. I chuckled.
That's true. I chuckled.
Everything happens for a beautiful, beautiful reason.
We're not getting into this. We're not getting into this bullshit.
Come on.
No, I'm not getting into it with you. I'm not doing it. So I know the people that have listened to us from the beginning are probably laughing now at that, but that's the thing. Like, the more people listen to us, the more we end up having inside jokes with you guys, and that's fun for all of us.
That's really cool.
Oh, what did you do? You put something in your eye. That's gross.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys got to watch on YouTube. That's gonna have to be the whole thing, because you can see my darling face.
I will say it's one thing that, like, because initially when we started, we were just like through Podbean, Spotify.
God, we've grown, man.
And I mean, we had really good stats for a while, and then it just kind of like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. But in the same sense, our YouTube stats at the same time were climbing.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of switching from listening to watching. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I like it.
And I definitely think you guys should be watching us. We're pretty cute. We're not single.
Gosh.
Sorry, ladies. Sorry.
Well, I'm single.
Sorry,
I'm single depending on the situation.
Okay, so yeah, I'm waiting to see if she's just gonna like.
All of a sudden,
she tackles you. You're just out of the fucking sight.
or all of a sudden, you just see this, like a hand just come and pop my head.
Yeah, no, y'all will wholeheartedly see like Fury come through that door.
Oh, I would love that because that'd be the greatest. Because you have like the whole background room. I just have like a wall just a few feet behind me, so
yeah, because
a lot can happen on your side.
Desk spread out through this whole side.
I'm like crammed in a corner.
This is where I'm allowed to do my show.
Go in your corner. Don't come out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here now. Get on down, wrap it up. Now, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Tell us, please. Fucking tell us what you think about this. Tell us your theories on afterlife. Tell us your theories on space. We'd love to hear them. I mean, even the craziest ones. Like nothing, or what you would deem is crazy. Like nothing's crazy to us. Like
nothing is crazy to us.
If you haven't listened to us by now and really understand that, like we're just out there, then we're some outlandish fucking people. So,
but that's the people you want to be. Like, if you have somebody that you can come to with whatever you want and not get judged, that's
do you have one of those?
What?
Do you have one of those people?
You?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I don't have anybody. I mean, I got you, I guess. I'll say I got you. Okay.
No, I'll judge you.
Yeah, Nick judges the fuck out of me, everybody. He does hardcore.
Stay quiet. Shut up. Anyways, yeah. So subscribe, like. Let's keep on. Let's just keep rolling, man. And if you want to be on the show, you don't have to be an expert in shit. You can be on the show with us.
You can totally come on and bullshit with us. We're pretty open. Like we said, we won't get into politics or social things so much as I did today.
Yeah, you did okay.
A little slap on the wrist for me there. But for the most part, we try to keep it cool, level-headed, and fun. And I mean, everyone's got a crazy story.
Right, and that's we want to hear them.
And if you don't have a crazy story, like go out there and make a crazy story because you clearly haven't lived. And
are you condoning violence or something?
Yeah, do whatever it takes to make a crazy story. I don't give a shit.
And then come on the show. So somebody be like, I don't really have any. Hold on one second, and then they come back and they're like, all right, we can talk about murder. Okay.
So our next podcast episode is coming straight from county jail.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, she's in like the orange jumpsuit and all.
Yes.
Yeah. So, no, for real though. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell your family about us. Tell your children about us. We're here for all.
We are.
Like, we always will be. We totally want everyone to be a part of this in some way, shape, or form, and we're super excited. Hopefully, you guys will stay tuned, and there's going to be a lot more coming.
We're growing. Let's keep on growing. Yeah, that's attractive. Wow, what a face! Jesus, you look like a fish that's having a seizure.
I don't care. I hope it becomes a meme or something. I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to become viral for us, man.
We'll make it a meme.
Yeah. And I mean, if this video gets like 500 likes, I will show my nipple.
Dude, you're getting to a level that I was not expecting. Actually, no, I expected. I figured you'd do it for 5 likes.
Yeah, I would, but
500 likes.
I'm just shooting high. Shoot high,
dude. Shoot high.
I mean, the girls do. Why not? Why can't I?
What?
Yeah.
We gotta,
I'm gonna get sexy for everybody if we blow up. Like, I'm gonna get like a bikini on and do a photo shoot with like me washing a car, like a really nice car. Actually, no, it's gonna be my SUV, my really shitty SUV.
Or how about like a bicycle?
Oh shit!
Or a unicycle?
I'll do it. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Totally. I don't give a shit, man. Like, fuck it.
Dude, yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're doing what I always do with my family, where we're like, we're gonna say bye-bye, and then we hang on for another fucking 10 minutes. Sorry, we're gonna say bye. I'm like, hold on, we're gonna say a few more things. So we are gonna go. But we'll be back.
But wait, there's more. We gotta go now.
Probably.
So goodbye.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission:
to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
These nuts. Got him! Got him!